parler avec des mots. Moi, je te regarde avec des sentiments.
Price gon' dip.
Coupons in the stock market.
La musique. La vie et le roman, c'est différent. Je voudrais que ce soit pareil. Clair, logique, organisé. Ce n'est pas.
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Hey, traders. Welcome to episode 883 of the show. You could be doing anything, you're here. Thanks. Wow, the drama continues on the stock market, which is definitely something that has eclipsed Bitcoin's gains today. That at one point it was up $400 or so. But in this past hour and a half, Bitcoin has given up a lot. I mean, $100. So where did it reverse? Right around that 9150 area. 9150 area. Hello. July 2019. May of 2019. It's kind of an area that we thought Bitcoin could get to if it rallied at a 50% retrace. Right from the low to high, 50%. Historical support. Kind of hidden bullish divergence, You think you just had so much negative Momo, a high or low. Okay. It was, you didn't have classic divergence. So it might have been riskier, but it played out and hasn't gone any higher than we thought it would, right? I mean, you think if it broke 9150, probably would see 9330 or something or so. It's like support resistance, and then 9500 after that, way up here. So I mean, daily's not really where the magic happened. It was really the 4 hour where, yes, we had it. It was like a wedge or a flag, a pennant, whatever you want to call it. But then it made that higher low, and that higher low was really good. I mean, that showed you accumulation was going on. And from there, it rallied and again hit the next resistance, as you can see. Very, very clear resistance area on the 4 hour, more so than even the daily. More touches on the 4 hour and 60 minute than you get on the daily, right? That's how good it is. But we've got problems, chat. We might have big problems, dude. Where you can see we had a high on price. We have a somewhat higher high on price. Lower levels of positive momentum. It's already beginning to wane, so it's understandable. This shows up. It's not a good thing. This means we could sell off from here. I mean, just as you started running and you'd think that a measured move of the structure would be higher, I don't know what to tell you when you're showing some buyer exhaustion already. Meaning, lower prices could happen. I mean, you come down to test the neckline. You don't think you want to fall below 89.70. Really, you're starting to bearishly engulf right now. We got less than an hour till this candle closes, and the daily candle closes. So, power hour. Let's see if the bulls can muster some sort of rally to make it not engulf. But if so, hey, again, viable target at first is 89.70. All right. So we're going to take a gander real quick at that unofficial trade setup where we were just playing the 4 hour. We were playing historical support resistance at 8,500. We were playing the RSI divergence. That was it right there, right? Where you make a low, a lower low, about the same low, but slightly lower low where traders settled up, and you just kept making higher levels of relative strength, and you held on to your positive Momo. It was, again, you didn't have the daily that was very strong, but you were to take a shot, this is the way one would do it, as discussed with patrons in the unofficial Patreon trade setup chat. Okay, all right, first target hit, just the measured move of the scrub structure, and a little bit higher to get us to 9150, which is what this 9150 area we've been talking about for a while. Has not hit a second target. That was just in case. It was to continue to run. But with a 4 hour divergence, I'm a little sus because of that, Follow the price action. We got 49 minutes. Let's get some more data, but it's not looking too good. At a very critical resistance with divergence. Ugh. But that's great, that Bitcoin had a nice day. But if you were in our Discord, that is normally so heavy on Bitcoin discussion, you'd think we were in another world today. Where the S&P 500 chat, where you thought, oh, it was so good, So bad, so good, so bad, so hot and cold. It's like that crazy ex-girlfriend you had, right? Just jerking you around, messing with your emotions, your heart, your mind. And intraday trading is probably something one shouldn't be doing. And if you are trading, it should be open position in the morning, closed position in the afternoon, because of the gaps and then the fall through price action on those gaps where you're gapping down, gapping up, and you're never seeing those prices again, right? So do want to say a shout out to Bartholomew, because he did point this out yesterday, where he talked about volume being low on this higher high, this big green candle closing, at its highest point. Yeah, lowest volume since the Monday. And so I guess that means it couldn't hold up. And again, the session opened at 3,075 when the day before it closed at 3,130. Barely any price action on the upside, just selling all day. You actually, for a moment, if you're watching, $2,999.80, the lowest low of the day before. I mean, would we call it a miracle? Because just, you could just gap down tomorrow or just open and just get destroyed. But there were some interesting trend line supports that you did close at above, which 3,022 to 3,030 is really important. This white trend line is also important, a demand line that you'd fallen below, but you sprung. And maybe you're back testing a spring. Or if you look left, back from July of 2019 and September of 2019, these were old peaks. These were previous all-time high. Well, this one was an all-time high. You can see the correlation of price action today, where you fell below it, but then you closed below 3,030, but above 3,020. So you just closed the day inside this little insanely important support area, support resistance. So you zoom out a little bit more, you can see the channel we were in before we broke out, back tested it, rallied one more time for dumping. Anchor point 1 and 2 on the bottom. Here we go, right? Fell below it, broke, and now somehow closed the day above it. Don't know if that's going to manifest into a rally tomorrow. I think you could get a coin out, flip it, and you got a 50% chance of being right. Right? I mean, about this market, dude. It's wild. You got to wait. I mean, if you truly are an investor or swing trader, you got to wait for the volatility to subside some. It's just straight up, straight down. I mean, you can just get killed. Oh my God, man. Did I see that LH was halted near the end of the day? No. But there were many assets that just got absolutely devastated, with airline companies, energy companies being, I think, the two worst sectors today. Do we want to look at them, man? Just a couple? Guess we can look at the quad screen real quick to knock out, looking at the major indices. Where you got Dow Jones Industrial top left, that critical 25,753. You're still above it. It's just one of the support resistances. Right, that's your low from October. Still above it. You didn't even back test it yet. So maybe tomorrow you see 25,755. But I mean, there is literally, I think, a 50% chance that tomorrow we break that and dump the downside, or we just gab up and we run to the upside. It could go either way. There's no edge on the market for someone who's looking at the daily. So, yeah, you need to, I mean, that's very important. 25,755. I mean, right below it, 25,450. And then really, where things could get panicky, if you ever fall below 24,697, what we, had that resounding bounce off of, fall below that, man, things could get real ugly real fast. And not just for the indices, but the individual equities across these markets. Russell 2000 was once support, on Friday of last week, is now support again, but it's not knee-jerk reaction this time, right? We bounced off of it, but not by much, and closed really weak. And then you got your NASDAQ composite bottom right, where just hanging on fine and no big deal. I mean, this was actually, you know, it rallied and then sold off a little bit, still kind of above that heart line of the channel. Definitely the least nasty of the four. Wait, before we look at the ugly ones, can we please get some happiness? Sure, let's get some happiness, man. I think I'll just do the analysis like this. I don't even know, dude. Yeah, dude. Sunbeam for gold. So beautiful, dude. Killed it. You know, it closed a couple hours ago. Like it's daily candle, right? Traders settled up at the highest point, multi-year highs. The highest level that traders have settled up since January of 2013. So gold is doing its thing, playing as a hedge against this tumultuous stock market that coronavirus and other factors, you know, are playing a role in its volatility to the upside and downside, mainly downside. And we might, I mean, just think about this, dude. Tomorrow, it's Friday. You got to have a Jesus chime, holy beam miracle for it not to be bad tomorrow. I mean, we're going to get 2 bloody Mondays in 2020 in the same, well, I guess 2 different months, I guess, just because of the way it fell. But right, I don't know, man. It wasn't Monday, bloody Monday. Yeah. So okay, next Monday and this Monday, could be 2 bad ones. Gold made a bullish engulfing candle today. Nice, very good. So I've been chatting for golds. Hey, at least we know if gold continues to rally, we got some anchor points for some fib extensions, high to low. 1,725, 1,744, and 1,772 is the golden mean ratio. So you break the 100% at 1689. These are your targets. No major overhead resistance on gold until 1791. All right.
Bruh.
In this freaking blizzard, volatility blizzard, we've got some light, and that's gold. Awesome, man. Is anyone here? So we can go back to the depressing stuff. American Airlines. This one. Absolutely devastated. There's not even another word for it. Devastated, obliterated, eviscerated, capitulated. Yeah, we're in log scale. Get out of log scale. It's well, you're right down to that next support all the way. I mean, you're talking about one peak from February of 2008, one kind of valley from August 2013. After that, I would think, you know, you breaking, which you have, you actually closed, confirmed below it. I don't know, man. There's like right here, you know, it's like this valley here. So 1535, it seems like you'll hit that maybe soon. If you can't hold 1535, you will probably come down to 1230. So I know there's like that minor 1453, but look right here, you know. I mean, it's the sector, right? It's the model of business that is being so affected by coronavirus. This is certainly happening where, you know, less people are traveling. You know, the casinos are getting hit, getting devastated too. And the cruise companies like Royal Caribbean also killed today, right? I mean, this is AAL. This is United right here. It looks like the same chart almost. It's actually worse, right? I mean, it's even more free fall you know, from that major low to high, you're hitting pretty much a 78% retrace on close, and there is a support at $50. You know, you can just see the valleys from September, October, and July of 2015. And yeah, some peaks from, well, look at this. Right, is it the same one? Yeah, and then you got 2007 and 2006. These were, at one time, all-time highs, I guess? And you're just right at them. Wow. So think about tomorrow. If UAL falls any lower than $50, you're falling below the highest high you saw in 2006, 2007. Destroyed, man. I mean, RSI, forget about it. I mean, you were at 15.9. Largest spike of negative momentum in history, I'm sure, right? There's no way, yeah, definitely history. It's like that everywhere, though. I mean, this is the stat across the entire stock market. Dow Jones, S&P, they all hit their highest level of negative momentum ever. Graphics cards are capitulating. Wrong spinning wheel connect, huh? What you talking about, Wayne Batson, man? Real quick, we can just shift gears for 2 seconds. Look at the futures chart. Top of your screen is the S&P mini futures, and the bottom is the Dow Jones. That you know, they just opened, so they're up, man. They're up. Great.
Lord Ray, my island is safe from the coronavirus. I don't think I will be returning for many months.
Bruh.
Polyworld, man. Well, keep the hype in the chat, dude. For us, all right? Thanks, man, for the 3. It's good to see you again. Be safe out there. Make sure you have a good vetting process for people that are coming to your island, the Polyworld, Polyconnect Island. Thank you, dude. Whew. Yeah, coronavirus news every day. You know, we go to bed, we wake up, the news is worse. Something worse has happened. Something bad. A minister, someone in the government. Someone's getting sick. Someone died. More people have died in the U.S. Italy's like 40 plus people have died. And it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. So it's like, what's happening? Is it the worse it gets, the worse the equities market's going to perform? If that's the case, then the bottom's definitely not in, because we know the numbers are going to continue to increase of people infected and people that are going to die from this. So how can you expect anything better? The only thing is just like volatility. Algo's running the show right now, intraday. No, I don't think there's going to be, I mean, next gen graphics card, you're talking about NVIDIA. Why would they come out with a 3000 series this year? First off, with all this crap going on, they can't even throw a conference to hype it up, right? Because no one's going to show up. But all the 2070 supers, all the 2000 series supers that came out last year, whatever, what's the point? You know, they just be shooting themselves in the foot, I guess. So it's going to be a minute, man. I was hoping this year, but yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Henson Wong, what you doing, dude? Nvidia, you know, today, like everything else, dumped. It was weird. AMD after hours pumped for no apparent reason. It's over $50. I think it's pulled back some, but just got notified. Like, what? That's right, Spencer, man. Why are we even talking about Corona? 3080 already got leaked. Source, or it didn't happen. And I'm talking like release date. You know, you can now reserve it, blah, 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 buy it. I mean, I'm talking about that. Not, hey, it exists in prototype form somewhere in NVIDIA headquarters. That's not really, who cares about that? We know it's going to come. Never give up, short guys. Oh, man. You don't tell me. You might need to go tell other people that stream, though, right? I guess. They only stream when Bitcoin's pumping. We're here 7 days a week. And so I think that the, you know, airline companies are going to become submarine companies soon. All right. So what else were we do we have? I just blanked out. Hold on. Oh yeah. RCL, Royal Caribbean, right? I mean, just killed. Chart is just underwater. Sweet mother of Jesus. But it's interesting where we are now, right? You're at an ice line back from February 2016, July, August, September. You're just right at it. You closed at it. And very oversold. 15.5. Even more oversold than the airline companies. So falling below this ice line is terrible, dude. I mean, this would be the technical damage done. Falling below this would be, I mean, you would drop $10 or so real fast because there's nothing there, right? It's like I think a vacuum in a way. Yeah, there's nothing there. So you don't hold this, we'll just see a $10 lower. And then if you don't hold that, well, you know, $5 lower right after that. So RCL, Royal Caribbean Cruises, and there's like CCL too, right? Carnival Corporation, just devastated, man. Look at the, oh, it broke out, man. Hey, with conservative Fibonacci hit to 50%, but what did it do from the top though? Not even a 236. I mean, it hit the 236 twice. That's what we're talking about. When there's just such little demand on an asset, the 236 can act as a reversal point. It's not as common as the 382, 50%, 618, but it does happen, and here you go. So, fib extensions from this low to high, I think you've exceeded all the, you know, minor ones. I mean, we could go just back from this one. Yeah, right where we are. It's like you closed right at the 1414 fib extension. Low to high, but we could go. Wow. You break a critical ice line. It's like a support zone between 2850 and 2968. Yeah, you close below that, man. That's terrible. Now, we haven't even talked about the other sector that's getting just killed here, man. We will in a second. We'll go to it. So not much to really talk about besides devastated. Let's just get this channel out of here so you can actually see what's going on. All bearish convergence, extremely high amounts of volume. You broke an ice line. It's just terrible. I mean, I don't even know if the indices recover, if these are going to recover, because they're just part of a sector that is so immensely affected by something like a virus that's going to kill business. People stop traveling, they stop flying, they stop getting in boats, yachts, whatever. Maybe they get in yachts, but they don't get on cruise ships. So let's go to the next sector that is just, forget about it, man. Too much supply. And it might be something that we've never seen before. Where just, it's done, man, right? You broke the inner range, $50 to $52 crude. You even faked out and dumped, and here we were, right? Just right at this between $42 and $43, a little zone of support. You bounced off of it today, but hey, we talked about it. Yes, so we got some bullish divergence. So we maybe have some buyer exhaustion, or seller exhaustion going on at the 1414 fib extension at the ice line. Right, and now it's like kind of becoming apparent on the MACD as well. So maybe impending price action versus the upside on oil, but not if the macro remains like it is, where the markets keep selling off based on the numbers that keep coming out that are elevating of infected and people dying from coronavirus. OPEC's doing everything they can, right? But if you break, I mean, the 1618 that you haven't hit yet, the fib extension, the gold mean ratio, is confluent with the lowest point of that ice line, right? That's kind of it. You fall below $42, next stop's 38.87, which is just one valley, I mean, we could see, I think it would be a more likely target falling below the ice line we're at now. We're talking like 26 bucks. And we hadn't seen that since the bottom of the oil glut in 2016. It started in 2014 when OPEC, they tried doing things, man, because the fracking was killing their business, or it was definitely having a huge effect on their profits revenue. And that's the same problem we have now. The same problem, fracking. And, you know, alternative sources of energy for vehicles. It's not really, that hasn't made too much of an effect yet, but it's the meta, it's changing. But the same issue that OPEC had, it didn't go away. They thought that they could drown everyone out because, you know, tons of fracking companies were in debt. A lot went belly up. The war of attrition OPEC played. It's just, sorry, man. Frackers are still around, still doing things. So oil is going to continue to drop because there's just too much effing supply. All right, you break 42 bucks, you probably see 38 bucks. Break 38 bucks, 26.50. My God, man. What a mess across these markets. Sorry, dude. Markets, blah. Asia waking up to the bloodbath? Yes, dude. Yes, they are. Where, if you saw last night, Asian markets were ripping to the upside, just following the US, thinking everything's good. But you could almost certainly think that the Asian markets are going to get destroyed this evening for us, but day to them. Hello? They don't even hear, man? And we got 718 watching. Thanks so much. If you're enjoying it, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. You know, tonight is Patreon night. So there will be a stream this evening with them in the voice chat. And we'll be doing wheel spins and just the stuff that we do. Hang out. It's kind of party time a little bit. Taking a load off, man. Because this has been an extremely stressful week for everyone, for the most part. Okay, so we want to shift gears again. Take a gander at the Bitcoin futures chart. Got a new candle is going on. 91.30. No gap fill really until 10,220. I do think that a gap got filled at the critical historical support, February 28th. That was a gap. So now you're rallying. And again, up here is the spot. Now below you, there is one, I think at 7,635. And this was 8,500. Excuse me. This is an old gap. We just get rid of that because it did fill right on the way down. So no need to have it anymore. So currently open gaps. 11,940, 10,220, 8,000. Well, not anymore. We don't even have to have this one anymore. 85. Old filled. So 76.25. 3 of them. One's way up here. Never filled. What? So right, is it the assessment I was making, where it may be XA, B, C. All right, sorry, XA, B, and then we're working on C, where it'd be a lower high, a double top or slightly higher high, and then we have a big wave down. And areas of value could be down at this gap fill area. Not even joking. And I'm just talking about this. It's spitballing. It's just an idea. 50% retrace on the dot. Oh man, bad timing.
Thanks for the coverage and building this community, Mitch. Can we look at Apple today?
Is that a joint?
Yeah, Aaron P. Thanks for the 420. Is that a joint contribution? We sure will. Thanks, man. So just think about it, man. Like, oh, what we rallied up to 10,220, made a lower high. In the process, got 2 birds stoned at once, filled the gap, then sold off. I mean, this is so close to 786. It's kind of insane. But the 786, the real PCZ, no, it wouldn't even be. This would have to be, unless it was a higher high. It would have to be a higher high for it to be a 786
If
PCZ.
anything is getting wrecked, it's Tinigo, TEN.
What's up, Joey? Thanks for the 420
Is that a joint?
super chat. Much love, man. Yep. We'll look at them. Write these down. Seneco Connect. Okay, so you'd have to make a higher high in order for when it does sell off to become a 786 retrace. But if you make a lower high, then it'd have to be an 886 because it would be a bat, a bullish bat pattern, not a cipher. And it can't be a Gartley because the B is too shallow. B would have to be 61.8. And it's complicated. I know it's like people that don't know what I'm talking about with harmonics. It's just, there are rules and criteria of each harmonic pattern that must be abided by. And you have to learn those. So anyway, this is the way it would look if you made a lower high. And, you know, that's down here at like $7,000. Where's my music? What happened? Jeez. Losing its mind, man. All right. Is the Hans in France Radio. WRAY. 88.8 FM. 589 AM. Gangs.
Is that a joint?
Sorry.
Bruh.
Well. Not really much to look at on Apple. It broke its parabola line. Once it broke the parabola line, shortly after, you dumped with the macro. And you just bounced at $258. Not really seeing exactly what it was. I mean, you would just, like, you know, the Fibonacci is old. It's not relevant. This is the way we would Fibonacci from the low point to the high point. Ah, yes, the 38% retrace. Bounce. Oh, and the gap fill. That's right. The gap fill. One gap. Two gaps. So these would be potential targets on the way down. And we have one gap on the way up at 312.93. I wonder if we'll get there. This all depends on the macro, man. If the market gods, the algos want to pump this up again, you know, it very well could see a gap fill. But yeah, maybe V-shape if you're lucky, but dude, at this point, man, there's no edge. I have no edge. I can't be like impending price action reversal to the upside because bullish divergence. There is none of that right now. It's just too much. Like the impulse happened and now we've got all this churning going on and the data is being created and generated every day, but it's not enough yet. We got to get more. We don't even know if a freaking bottom's in yet. We don't even know if what we saw, you know, last Friday was the bottom. But we'll find out in the next couple weeks, next few weeks, as coronavirus revelations continue to appear in the headlines. Wow. So that's Apple, man. Devastated. Lost, I don't know, on the way down. I think it lost $200+ billion market cap. Many of the mega caps did, though, so it's not really abnormal. Nice rally, but not good enough. Got to break $300 is that psychological resistance. You haven't broken it yet. Oops. Devastated. Yeah, exceeding the 88% retrace, lowest lows on Tinico you've seen since May of 2009. Oh man, this music's... Are you scared, chat? Are you scared? Next real target. I mean, yeah, there's this... Okay, we got some more data. So you broke a critical support right here that was confluent with the 886. You're now below inception prices back from November 2000. I'm sorry, 1999. Assuming that's when it got listed. So you're below that now. And you're below this. I mean, $6 could be a support. I guess that one mini peak. But if we're talking about on the bottom side, you got a minor one at 491. Talking 192. I mean, that's kind of it, dude. So where we are is not good. I mean, this means it's just saying we could go much lower. Yeah, I bet you're just barely oversold too. Divergence played out, and it looks like a head and shoulders pattern if you zoomed in, and that neckline was broken on that huge impulse candle, and now we're dumping even more. So all right, we'll see Tenneco at maybe $5. $5. Isn't that the price of Link? No, Link is well, it did hit $5. It's $4.68 right now. Goodness. Sorry, Tenneco. Yeah, Netflix, man. Netflix has been bucking it all. What a safe haven asset. If you could ever believe it. Yeah, we'll look at it right now. And it's kind of a weird looking chart. You just have to understand what's going on. It's like you had this demand line, right? You fell below the demand line. You rallied, you back tested it as support, and then you ran again and again and again, and you've now broken this down sloping resistance. The supply line broken, and it's now being regarded as support. You also had a gap to fill. Well, you filled the gap. July 2019. So just holding on, but unable for now to break above the overhead resistance at $386. You've up thrusted several times. Just chopping. I'd rather have this chop than what we've been seeing. These other assets everywhere, man. Oh, FYX, what's up, dude? Oh my god. Goodness, dude. So, why is it up? I don't know. I guess it's because people think, well, if there's coronavirus, then no one's going to go out and they're just going to be entertained with Netflix. Great. Stay-at-home stocks, exactly. More than half of coronavirus patients globally have recovered, according to the New York Post. Thanks, Mark. Mark to fly. Yeah, New York Post source. But it's not even about, I mean, look, I'm not trying to be inhumane here or weird, but it's like, it's not about people dying. It's not about the mortality rate that's tanking the market. It is about the government attempts of preventing the spread of the virus. It is the fear that the consumers have of contracting the virus that is making the supply lines take a hit. So we know, I think China's supply line is about 60% operational. So that's better than what it was. Things are getting better over there, but the volatility continues over here, and it's continuing every day in the US, North America. You know, those numbers are growing. So I think tomorrow we'll wake up and there will be even more infected US citizens. And I think another person died. It was reported another died. I think we have 4 deaths, maybe 6 in the US. Lou says 40% of dock workers got laid off today in Los Angeles and Oakland ports. Good God. Behavioral changes of market participants is the problem. Well, again, you know, what are we looking at? We're looking at charts. I mean, we're looking at the emotion of buyers and sellers. The emotions are, hey, Netflix safe. People are gonna watch Netflix more. That's what market participants are saying about. I mean, that's what the price action's saying about this chart, right? About Clorox. Clorox is just gone, dude. pull that up. I mean, this is the emotions of buyers and sellers. It's almost like if you look at the Clorox chart and you don't look at the context of the indices, I mean, you'd be like, hey, this is the bull market. It's continuing on, man. Made it all-time highs again today. Almost hit that 141.4 fib extension at $177.79. Closed the day 175.85. Broke the range. Clorox was range bound between November of 2018 and finally broke it kind of in February of this year. What else, man? What else? Where are, market participants showing emotion on the charts? Well, look no further than this one. A biotech company working on a cure for coronavirus and, whatever. Look at it. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up. My God, it's at $488. It hit, 52-week highs intraday, but pulled back right at $497.77. Look left. Resistance area. I think it's more clear on the weekly. Or maybe it's the monthly. Right where traders settled up, I think plotted that. What was it? Maybe the monthly. Yeah, it's the monthly. That's where I had it. That's why I plotted it there. It looks off, right, on the daily and weekly. But here it is. You hit where traders settled up in August of 2017, where traders closed and reversed their position that was bullish became bearish. You hit that and no higher. But miraculously, a correction, talking multi-year, 5-year, long, large, falling wedge, bullish consolidation after an insane expansion in price. You've broken out this month. That's buyers and sellers, man. Gilead, another one, doing quite well. Glad I have some. Jeez. Didn't know this was going to happen, though. I just did it. It was a technical reason for me. It was like, oh, man, look at this, dude. It's like you're starting to make higher lows. You're at a supply line. I mean, you look at the multi-year, 5-year correction you were in, but look how it's an overall bullish trend. I mean, it was technical. It had nothing to do with like me buying it as a safe haven or, like I'd buy golds. It was just, no, it looks okay. So it's doing okay. Doing pretty well. I mean, it recently hit its September, October 2018 highs and no higher. Okay. Yeah, video game stocks. I mean, only down like 1.5% today. A lot of assets were only down 1.52% today. I mean, that's kind of a lot. But the major indices, they make it just very difficult to try and trade the individual assets, because it's almost like, hey, we know Bitcoin, like it's like Bitcoin and altcoins, indices and individual equities, where if the macro is really violent in volatility, the individual assets or equities are going to be tougher to, to lasso, whatever you want to say, harder to trade. And this, to swing trade, it's kind of impossible because you don't have coinciding variables, because there's too much volatility, not enough data. The impulse just happened in the past couple weeks. Okay, so it's kind of like the waiting game. Now, if you're a scalper or day trader, again, it's like the only way to kind of play the market right now is opening position in the morning and closing it in the afternoon. That's it. Like it's too risky because of the gaps ups, the gaps down. You just get chopped up by the algos. Been live now for 50 minutes. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Oh my God. 770 watching. Thank y'all. Jeez, man. You know, there's something wild though. I mean, there are like anomalies across the markets. I mean, like, dude, in phase energy. Like, what in the is going on with this? You know, it's semiconductors, right? But why are the other semiconductor stocks not doing this? Why are they all selling off the indices, but this one's not? 8.22 million volume. So where are you? I think you've exceeded all the fib extensions, right? What's up, Nathan M? Thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome. Yeah, I think you're gone. Yeah, dude. I mean, next target's if it can get there, because you definitely are working on that bearish divergence, double toppy, slightly higher high stuff. I mean, the 2618 is at $65. You might be able to get it. I think minor fib extensions could work out too. High to low. Yeah, that 1414 is confluent with a 2618. So you've kind of like double topped today. You hit that same high and rejected it. So if there's any, I mean, you'd think maybe if the indices, if the dump continued and we were searching for lower lows to find a bottom, this would go down.
Mitch, could you go over KNC? No worries if you already did. Love the stream, thanks.
Thanks, Nero, for the 999 super chat. Yeah, Kyber, I think its catalyst, its reasoning for going higher has been its listing on Coinbase. A double that. So weird. It's like I've got some of the chart, but give me a sec. Excuse me. All right, so is this not the right one?
Is that a joint?
1 hour live connect. Live? L Hive?
1 hour live connect, not yet. Still got 6 minutes for that. And soon the daily will be closing for Bitcoin and all the altcoins. And unfortunately, it's looking like Bitcoin will, in fact, be painting a bearish engulfing candle at a critical resistance with bearish divergence. So it would lead you to believe that there could be fall through price action to the downside on Bitcoin, where we might again see maybe 89.80, the neckline of the structure that was created. Seems possible. But old Kyber network, yes, it's been on a nice rally. It was range bound for a pretty long time. You broke that range, even back tested it as support when it was resistance, which is good. And it's had a nice rally, getting listed at Coinbase. You almost hit that 236, and we're just talking the discernible swing high. Wow, April 2018 to the low point, 236. So this is pretty much a valid swing low. It's for real. So potential reversal area, you pull back, you go sideways. Eventually we could see 42, 43 cents again. But if this is continue to rise, and if it is truly to make a in linear scale a common retrace between 143 and 225, real talk. But as you just saw in log scale, percentage wise, it's already exceeded 50%, and it's near 618, which is potential reversal area. So yeah, really, man, it's like 94 cents a dollar, and this is a golden retrace. This is where you could reverse. I mean, so just which way are you going to look at it? In linear scale, log scale? To be conservative, probably log, and exponential growth in a very short period of time, right? Where just in November, of last year, you were at 13 cents. You're now sitting at 96 cents. That's a 626% increase in value. My God, it seems that the only way to look at this would be in log scale because of that exponential growth. Percentage change, not price change. All right, so I think it should be decreed that log scale is appropriate. Discernible swing high. If you were to just go from the height, because you know you might could have said, hey, we had some sort of a bump and run right there. Whoa, I'm not even gonna do a channel. I'm just gonna do that trend line. This is the bump and run line where if you break it, momentum shift. Look, breakout, back test, higher low, and then you were off. Okay, so in that case, 50%. You could sell off, flag, consolidate. That's what you're looking for. Consolidation, bullish consolidation. So you could reset the oscillators and run again to 133 or 261. You can get my argument though on log scale. 693% increase in value in like 5 months, 4 months. Yeah.
Bruh.
Getting ahead of yourself by 5 seconds. It is now time for your local on the 8s. Sweet. Let's go back to Bitcoin. That real nice green candle on the daily, but again, if you zoom into the 4 hour, it's not great. It's great that we hit a target for that unofficial trade setup. That's awesome. We hit 91.50. That was an area where we thought we could go to. But the fact remains, 91.50, extremely strong resistance, bearish engulfing at it, with, again, a little bit of buyer exhaustion going on. So again, I think that if this is true in 1 minute, Bitcoin could reverse in price action, and I think the first line of defense is going to be 89.75. That little neckline of this structure, momentum shifting structure, not calling it a name, it just is what it is, as someone used to say.
What do you think about Snap?
What do I think about it? Isn't it for like, I mean, you know, I have Snapchat. But you're talking about the asset and the chart. I don't know. It's okay for talking to girls or something, right? We'll just look at it, man. Well, I mean, again, Bitcoin, 20 seconds, then we'll look fish at. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, me too. 92.5, man. Well, we can get some daily bullish divergence. Wouldn't that be something? We always covet that. It normally always plays out. I mean, that's one thing that we know, and there's so much physical proof of it, is when Bitcoin starts showing daily bullish divergence, daily bearish divergence, there's an extremely high likelihood it's gonna reverse the way it's insinuating. Okay, so bearish engulfing candle has been painted. Jesus chimes for the daily close, but bleh. Some coinciding variables, bearish coinciding variables going on, right? 3 of them. So immediately selling off 9,056. Again, the target pretty much would be, you know, 89.75 first. If you break that, well, probably coming back on down to 8,700. So that's it, Leonard. Oh, I didn't want to say it, but you said it for me and your message got deleted, but that's what I was thinking. It's like, that's what it's for. Greg, no one right now. And there's no, you shouldn't try because you'll just get destroyed. Slack killed it. Morgan Free again killed it today in a good way. Meaning bullish cipher? I don't know. Anyway, oh yeah, a bullish cipher may be on Snap. Yeah, dude, yeah. I see it. I see it like the Jesus, man. Yeah, bullish cipher. Double top, a higher high double top. You break 1239, this being a bearish trend, bearish pattern, overall bearish trend, this could have an extremely nice short opportunity. Maybe just, you know, I mean, just saying, man, right? Because, yeah, I get the fact, yeah, X, A, B, C, D, but it's going to play into this too, right? It's kind of looks like the S&P on the 4-hour, a double top. Okay, so there's the neckline of the potential pattern that is not confirmed yet. So one high, two highs. Remember, if this pattern breaks the neckline at 1269, if it does, remember, the higher high double tops are the best performers. So just 100% measured move of the pattern, just to be, I guess, conservative. We can just go from the first peak. That is conservative, man. You can go from the top too. So 30% size pattern. What the heck? Sorry, hold on. 100% measure move of this would yield you down at $7. And you know, probably the way it's going to play out, I mean, it's all on the indices, right? But yeah, how about this? You're going to lose your freaking mind. Watch. Cypher. XA. B. C. 786. Oh my God. Uncanny. Right? I mean, we're talking the 786 on the dot is 788. So between $8, $7. You know, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Bruh.
Snapchat. Yeah, Nufej, yep, it sucks. That's XRP. But if you've been with me a while, dude, there have been XRP trade setups that have been legendary. All right, so. Oh wow, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan CEO had an emergency heart surgery today. Holy crap! Sure, people don't like that guy. Well, I mean, he hates Bitcoin, despises it. I was not a Bitcoin only rally today. No, not at all. I mean, if you're a patron, you saw in the unofficial trade setup all the altcoin charts I was posting. So whatever. Just because you're not a patron doesn't mean that, yeah, we didn't talk about it. Where are the days uncanny? Which would mean mysterious. Give or take a few words, all right? We made it, man. Hour 4 minutes. Got another stream tonight, so probably just gonna get out of here. What the heck's the point? So thanks for the nearly 800 people here. Thanks for the 267 likes. Man, I just think about if like half of y'all liked the stream, we'd have a lot more likes. I don't know. I mean, like, if there are that many people not liking the stream, does that mean y'all just don't enjoy the content? Y'all just watching, and it's not a good stream? I mean, feedback would be great, because am I doing something wrong? Just wondering. You know, likes they don't cost anything, so. So I do have a Discord link that you can join in the description below. It's actually valid. So if you're not a part of the Discord, we just hit 5,300 members on the dot. You should be. Today was, just every day now. Like, it's transformed. Our freaking Discord is so active, man. And if you care about stocks, gold, crypto, trading, technical analysis, you need to be there. It's the place to be, for real, on the interwebs. People are just mad because of the market. Nah, dude, it's not because of the market, man. It's normally like that. Just today I decided to talk about it for a sec, right? All right, man. Well, you get it, right? Bearish engulfing candle on the 4 hour, bearish divergence on the 4 hour, and a critical, pretty major support resistance area. Aaron Bosman got him in the chat. Let's go.
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Thank you, Aaron, man. Welcome. Hopefully you can make it to the Patreon pregame tonight and join us and hang out in the stream. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. Good talk about all the carnage in the markets.
What do you think of the bearish divergence on the 1HR for BTC? Also, France just recognized BTC as a legal currency.
Just now, like how long ago? Can anyone get confirmation? Fernchild, thanks for the $5 super chat. I don't know, man. 60-minute divergence. If there was bearish divergence in the 60 minutes, wouldn't it just line up and add another variable to the argument we're already making, Fernchild? Right. So 60-minute divergence isn't very strong, right, at all. It can suck and fail all the time, even though sometimes it does play out. But again, if you're just telling me bearish divergence on the 60-minute. I mean, it's kind of there, yeah, but it's just like there's not much of a valley here. Not really, kind of, but again, the 60-minute divergence, if it plays out, which I think it might be already playing out, it can only last for like a couple hours. It can only sell off a little bit. It's not gonna take you the distance. Right, 4 hour daily weekly bearish divergence. That's where you're going to get way more major waves, right, to the upside downside. So 60-minute, it can play out, but it is oftentimes unreliable and oftentimes will underperform, meaning it'll just go like a little bit and then reverse to the upside or something. And you know, we look at the more significant time scales to tell us about the more major moves. Does that help, Fernchild? Thanks. Oh my god, probes, man. For the safety of my wife, kid, and my buddy's wife and kids, we have decided to quarantine ourselves in Probst's Soviet man cave for an intermittent amount of time. Get wrecked.
I just felt like streaming.
Some are not. You mean the highest high majority of people are not logged in, Mike Lamb? Says not a legitimate excuse. It's one of the reasons why to the low numbers. I get you, dude. So whatever, man. It's just like, hey, you know, if it was like, I'm never gonna be like, hey, tip me, man. But I'll be like, dude, you know, the likes are good for the channel. It can help this community grow. If you're part of the community, you care about it. It's like your like actually contributes to potential growth for the community you're in. So that's all it is, man. Soviet man cave, heck no. Yeah, no, dude, it's just a joke. I added that, I ad-libbed that in there. It's a big meme. A lot of time you're watching on the TV and you can't find a way to thumbs up. Okay. I don't know about that, Alan. Man, it's engagement. Like a like is a form of engagement, or dislike. There are forms of engagement, so you can't do that. You don't want bot farms. Like you can just have a bot. I don't know. I guess you can buy likes and stuff too, or you can buy viewers. You can buy anything you want, man. Well, this is a real community, man, that we've been building for 2 years. You wonder how much YouTube is paying me? $0. Alan. YouTube's paying me $0. The same amount they're paying you. Yeah. Alright. So what you want to see, I guess, for the bullish case is just invalidate the bearish engulfing. Just bullish engulf the bearish engulfing. Start building positive momentum because it's waning right now, and every time we get a smaller histogram wick, the bearish divergence on the 4-hour becomes more and more real. So that means impending price action versus the downside is becoming more of a probability. So you just got to invalidate it. But if it does play out, again, first target 89.75, you break that, you're probably going down to 87.25. After that, you're going down to 8,500 again. Okay. Cryptocurrency trading is now entirely into the legal system for the South Korean government, according to a local report. To receive this outcome, the National Assembly amended the Act on Reporting and Use of Specific Financial Information. All exchanges must comply within 6 months of the enactment. Don't know what the source is, but it looks like just Google 13 hours ago. So there are, India uplifted a ban too. So there are some fundamental changes going on in the crypto sphere that are good. Another good thing, we would think, for Bitcoin is the fact that the US dollar is taking huge dumps right now as we speak near session lows, where it fell out of the channel that it was in. And this was the whole point. Lowering rates is going to eventually, hurt this dollar. It's finally going on. You just had a horizontal line support now so that, currencies around the world could recover, and that would be good for the global economy. And so, okay, big dump, right? Double top. And after 96.60, you'd think $96. And then, each level will be $95, $94, right? It's just each one's going to play its own role as a potential reversal for the US dollar. The world reserve currency is what it is. So that is, I think, probably a good thing for Bitcoin because it's paired to the US dollar. What we're looking at every day. The gold versus Bitcoin poll, it's IBLB, it's still Bitcoin. What's up, 4247? Oh my god, I'm in the chat, let's go!
Is that a join?
Bruh.
What's up, man? Thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate that. That's the best way to support the stream. It's the 5th of the month. Still a great time to join for the month. So thank you all. New patrons. We're I think that's we got, oh my god, chat, we got 184 patrons now. That is more patrons than last month. And last month, Bitcoin had appreciated in value 50%. And this month, the stock market's literally crashing. Bitcoin's been doing a bunch of nothing, really, until kind of now. Altcoins, the same thing. So that speaks volumes to the support you have for me in this stream. So very, very grateful for each and every one of you. 184 y'all. That's just so humbling, man. And 184 y'all, man, how many can we get in the Patreon voice chat tonight, 30 minutes before the stream at 11 p.m. Eastern? Let's get a record there. I think the all-time high for patrons was like 260 something back in July of 2019. We had tons of FOMO because of Bitcoin hitting almost 14,000, but I think this is the second best month of all time for like, the amount of patrons that we have. So thank y'all. My God. Whew. That's big time, dude. That's huge, dude. God. All right, so if Bitcoin is to sell off, you know, down to that neckline at 89.75, maybe we could do it methodically. Maybe it could paint some sort of bull flag or something. But we know for Bitcoin, remember, going back to the daily, the idea is that it's been this way. We could just pull up a video of me talking about it before this rally happened, where you hit a 50%, right? You know, hidden divergence, whatever, you continue on the upside a little bit, you make a lower high, then you sell off again. You come down, you make, and you're resetting the oscillator while you're rallying. Then you sell off again. You make a double bottom, which would be ideal. I would love to have a double bottom, not a lower low. And when you make that double bottom, you have negative momentum again, but it's lower levels. Then we would have class B bullish divergence, staying above a critical support. And we just go no further than the weekly to see the legendary, potentially legendary trade setup / pattern. Here it is. You realize you don't even have to go down and touch it perfectly. You can have a higher low, inverse head and shoulders all day. And that's even stronger, in my opinion. I mean, that's like more buyers. It's so strong. I mean, it's like, because you have to think about the context. Yeah, we look at a textbook. Oh, it looks beautiful. But then it's like you go to Bitcoin and you know, hey man, there is like maybe a stone wall support here that you could never break again to get to that perfect symmetrical low point at 7,700 before rallying. So do you get what I'm saying? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. The neckline would be at 10,488. If you ever broke that, man, you could be off to the races. And a 100% measured move in linear would be 14,311. So things are brewing on Bitcoin, and they're bullish. I don't know what other analysts are saying. All I hear from y'all are like people saying, "Oh, it's going to 1,200, it's going to 5,800, it's going to 3,000." I don't even know, man. It's like, great idea, but are people just not taking into account like what's happening? Impulse, 7-month period of consolidation, and an overall long-term uptrend. Like, people are they have the arrogance to believe that this thing's going to do stuff it's never done before. We have a halvening in 58 days. And we don't have a sample size. We got 2 of them. This is the 3rd of its name, the halvening, right? And based on the small samples we have, you run leading up to the event. You consolidate for a month or a few months, but then you go on after the halvening. You go on parabolic runs not too far after that. So you got to think, okay, so you could buck history and just come up with numbers to the downside because of hyperwave or something. Or you could say, hey man, why not take a low risk, high reward opportunity with just going with history on this asset that no one really understands fully the forecasting outlook for where it's going to go or where it's going to be one day. No one really knows. And people are naive and arrogant to believe they know. So all you can do is analyze the data, and we might be making a momentum shifting pattern. That's it. Okay. Stay too long. Whew. Doesn't it sell off after? Yeah. It'll run up leading up to it, and then it will consolidate, sell off, yeah. But then it still makes a higher low and then runs to parabolic levels, all-time highs. That's what it does every halvening, or what it's done the past 2. Okay, man. At least I got an argument with technical analysis. It's right in your face versus just random numbers and whatever. Oh my god, yeah, 1,000, dude. Yeah, 1,000 here too. How'd that go? How much money did you lose out on calling 1,000 again, dude? Just keep on calling 1,000. Eventually, maybe you'll get there. After it's run up, hit 14K, then it goes, oh, now it's going to 1,000. That's helping literally no one. Good God. All right. Friggin' love y'all. Best community out there. Thanks for the 700 here. I'll be back tonight for the wheel spins. Bring your beer or your marijuanas. So until then, respect the TA.
honest, I don't understand why. You see, it's burning me to hold on to this. I know this is something I gotta do, but that don't mean I want to.
Bruh.
JP. I am a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Adios, turd nuggets.